It's two different
Who are we
things.
harassing?
I didn't say you were harassing anything. I'm answering her question.
Oh,
so
okay.
you can keep that little snide tone.
Wow. Just asking a question.
Yeah, you're being sarcastic. Let's move along. It's what you're doing.
Okay.
Let's move along.
Well, have a good day, okay?
You have a good day, too.
Thank you, ma'am.
Let's move along.
He shouldn't have to show his ID, and that's why we're here teaching. What are you doing? Yeah. But this is what they do. They last. And that's okay, because I have a meeting with the mayor tomorrow. I'm not the one to be played with. I got all their names. I got them in court. I'm not the one to be played with, and this is what they do. And then they want to come and spit stats at me. I'm not the one. I don't deal with the sarcasm. This is not a game. This is not a game. This is not a game. They can't do nothing.
Sure, 344, 1083.
Right.
I'll reverse the bike on that.
Sideways. But they know they
Charlie, will be on the floor. Adam 304,
What is the hype of
Hey, what's up? Is this your car?
Charlie
not your
3,
car?
see what said I
Whose
know.
car is it?
It's my mama.
Why she got the VIN covered up?
I don't know. Her name is Amber Merle Johnson. Look her up. What is y'all on?
Found him.
Well,
Okay.
that's just suspicious, man. It's a lot of stolen cars. They do that. They cover up the
Yeah,
VIN.
935 South Yale, EOS for a female saying that she's rated, but she doesn't need rides. She won't say what's going on or answer any questions. 2028.
Charlie 303, 1015.
Charlie 303.
My location is city.
You gotta just approach the car like that.
No, we're just talking to people. We talk to a lot of people. You saw me talking to James.
Yeah, but y'all be pulling up on people just like, y'all don't even be talking to them. Y'all just be running up on them and stuff. You know?
Eddie, you got a last name, bro?
Townsend.
Eddie Townsend.
Yeah, y'all can look me up on things.
You Nathaniel? Eddie. Edward?
Yeah, my name is Eddie.
You related? You related?
Yes, that's my.
Oh, okay.
I need to know your rights.
All right. Do you have anything that can show me the VIN?
ID. You don't have to consent to
Like
a
insurance and other? Because that tag.
Besides, I mean, you'd have to
Make
call
it
my
305, 1003.
804-537.
Did you do anything?
That's your next
How long
assist.
she had
Start.
authority?
You don't have to consent to a search. You don't have to do that.
Around like
That's my twin brother.
6-7 months, I'm not sure.
All right. Man, you care if I look at the VIN on it? She got that.
I mean, yeah, I can move the paper.
Yeah, just move the paper. Yeah, I think that. I don't think there's any. Oh, well, there's more. There's a little piece of paper just covering it.
That's my mom's car. Y'all can look at it. Y'all can look her up.
There you go.
Thanks, Eddie.
You want me to run it or you got?
What's going on? I need you to know your rights. Know your rights.
I don't know none of that.
Well, you need to learn. Number one, you need to make sure y'all respect the police if they come and ask you, but you still need to know your rights. Never consent to a search. Ask for your attorney. Never let them stop and they can't do that. You have to know your rights. But be respectful.
William 59.
Be respectful.
Show myself, William 353, 354, and 357 out at Town Square, 1600 East Young Street. Be all right?
417.
10-4, I copy. That was William 59.
And 357.
What's that mean? So can I ask y'all a question? What's that mean?
It's a designator. So each of us have a designator. So instead of like saying our name or something, when we're on the radio, we just say our designator. It's a lot easier.
So they know who you is?
Well, yeah, I understand.
Makes it easy.
I know you done seen. If you be out north, I know you done seen my mom behind this wheel.
There's thousands and thousands of cars. We can't remember all the cars.
Y'all want to call my mom?
No, I think as long as it's all good when we check this, we're good. I believe you.
I'm 311.
You said she's had it for like 6 months or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the one we had at the thing last time. They got the little
Come on now.
Come here, boy.
Cool scooter.
So we are here with demanding a JustTulsa, and we are sharing with people their
Outside.
It's not coming back to anything in the state.
Outside. Where all these police at? That's where I'm at. Doug, you see me, I see you. I'm good. I'm straight. Nice to meet you.
There's nothing in the car that should be.
No. It's my mom's vehicle.
Okay. It's kind of weird that you jumped out.
No, I was already out the car.
But he locked the door.
He did.
No, I didn't lock the door. The door closes. The door locks. You want me to show you that?
Yeah. I don't care. That's why I'm telling you. That's why I'm talking to you. Okay.
Yeah. I don't understand that though. Is it necessary to call my mom? Do I need to call my mom? I'm not gonna worry that I'm not saying stressed out.
It's all good. You got nothing that you shouldn't have. For real. You tell me the truth.
Yeah. There is no reason to lie.
What's up? That's his mama's son right there. Well,
You need it like yourself. You
I'm just saying. Same question. You think what I'm saying? How you doing, sir? You good? You good?
Because technically, if it gets driven around, someone may tow it. Because it's past the time. You too.
Y'all have a fine day, officer. You feel?
You too. You too.
All right, do y'all thing.
Hey, did it calm down from yesterday?
Yeah, it ain't been about time.
Nothing happened after yesterday's deal?
It's been actually real quiet today.
Huh?
It's been real quiet.
Good. I was hoping that nothing else would come about yesterday. It was getting a little wild and crazy there.
Get it! Because they ain't got no home training. Get off of her. None at all.
Okay, good. Well, you have a good night. Enjoy the day.
Y'all have a good night. Y'all came out here deep?
Well, you know, it's a nice night. Moon's half full. I don't know. Just making sure nothing. It was crazy when we pulled in yesterday, so making sure it ain't like that today.
Charlie 30397.
Charlie 30374.
What's your name, sir?
Now,
Nap, Rusty Brown. Nice to meet you. Y'all have a good one. Man, we encourage you to spread the flyers and all the information.
good.
So, like I said, we come through here at least once or twice a day because we get a ridiculous amount of shootings, robberies, stabbings out here, a lot. Probably one of the most in all of Tulsa.
Do they get called in?
Mhm.
Or you just find them because you're out here?
No. Almost all the shootings and all of those crimes are all called in. That's not something that we necessarily do. And then because of that, we patrol here, and we've gotten numerous guns off of certified gangsters, felons, quite frequently, actually.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is around here, other than maybe some of the other complexes, which don't seem to have that big of a problem. But this one, I mean, right next to Booker T, is
Poverty is such a big factor in stuff like this.
well, but man, there's poverty in a lot of these complexes up north, but they don't have near the crime rate that this one does. So I don't know.
305, 335,
You know, we've talked to management and tried to, the people that aren't on the lease or aren't supposed to be, because a lot of these are government housing. So if the names aren't on the lease, there's a lot of people staying in apartments that aren't even supposed to be here, and a lot of it's government housing, and there's a lot of federal rules about who can live in there. And so when there's people breaking those rules, if management doesn't know about it, obviously there's nothing they can do. But it's usually the people that aren't on the lease that are causing the problems.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And like I said, we get, most of the people that get shot and over here aren't even the people that are intending to get shot at. It's just innocent bystanders, kids and stuff like that get hit.
Yeah.
So that's why we're in here.
No, I get it. And look, none of us, I know people get heated. None of us think that every cop is bad or that everything cops do is bad. None of us think that. It's just, we talk to a lot of people.
Mhm.
I mean, I have a lot of friends who are teachers who are, just get stopped, just traffic stop after traffic. No ticket, no warning, just pulled over all the time, just going home.
Well, what we do, and I'll tell you, we're all in the gang unit. What we do is we go to the parts of Tulsa that have the highest volume of violent crime, because our main goal is to get guns off the streets from people that aren't allowed to have them. Convicted felons, people possessing them while committing other felonies. That's who we get the guns off. That's really the only stat that our unit tracks, because to me that's the most important one. If we're taking the guns away from people that are shooting people, we're going to lower the number of homicides in Tulsa. We're going to lower the number of people that get shot, and most of them are the innocent victims. They aren't, when gangsters are shooting at each other, extremely rarely do they actually hit each other. They're hitting other people, they're hitting houses.
Yeah.
So we go to those areas of Tulsa that have that highest percentage, and we patrol those areas. And like I said, this is one of them. This Town Square Apartments. We get.
Yeah, I get
So.
that. Let me ask you something. I'm not trying to piss you off.
Okay.
You don't have to answer
It's
it.
really hard to do that.
But you're talking to me in such a different way than you're talking to Dr. Crutcher. Why?
Dr. Crutcher came at me pretty irritated or upset, and maybe a little bit. I don't think I think she's on Facebook or she's on something, and she's sitting there, I think, trying to, I don't know what the word is. The way she's talking about us and about us harassing people. We're not harassing anybody. There's a lot of people that we know.
A lot of people she's very close to and knows very well get harassed on a daily basis.
Well,
you can argue with me, but I know these people.
I got
and
you.
To argue, you're calling them
I
liars,
guess
and it's just not.
Well, I haven't argued any of that yet. I haven't said a word about it.
I'm just saying.
I think what you have to ask them is what their opinion.
People.
I'm sorry.
You did though. You said we don't harass people.
Correct. We don't.
Maybe you don't.
Okay.
And I'm not saying every cop does. I'm just saying I know enough people in Tulsa who get harassed by the cops that it does happen.
Okay. And do they define kind of what harassment looks like?
I mean, getting pulled over at least once a week and not getting a warning, not an officer not being able to tell them any type of violation or reason they were pulled over.
And since all of our traffic stops are recorded, I would suggest you all maybe start asking for, on those specific incidents where those people are saying they got harassed and that no reason was given, I challenge you all to maybe ask for videos on those car stops.
Yeah,
because
totally, and that's part of the
a vast
education we're
majority of the
trying to
time
spread.
when accusations are made of police about that they did this or they did that. The other day, the lady saying that, you know, a slew of officers came over, harassed her girls in a car. Well, then we released the body cam footage, and it couldn't be further from the truth. I feel like she was trying to perpetuate hate toward the police and saying that we were harassing, you know, her daughters or her girls when it couldn't have been further from the truth. I'm sure you saw it in the media.
I didn't actually, no.
Okay, yeah, it's officers got called about 3 or 4 black males going through someone's trash or going through the garbage bins in a house, and they're parked in front of a house. So officers showed up, they made contact with the people, and actually it was females in the car. Very cordial, very nice. They're laughing, they're joking between each other. They ask, she says, "Hey, my mom's inside. Do you want me to get her?" Officer's like, "Well, let me just, yeah, I'll go talk to her." Mom comes out, everyone's cordial, everyone's nice. Officer's like, "Okay, sorry, you know, have a good night. Y'all be good," and leave.
Sure.
And then she went to the city council actually and discussed the city council meeting about how officers showed up, harassed them. There was a ton of police cars. They were profiling this and that. And what it turns out is somebody called in. It wasn't the police just making a stop. Officers were extremely nice with them. They were extremely nice with the officers, and the officers left. And it was nothing remotely described like the person said.
And we can go anecdotal back and forth all day, right?
Right.
And I'm not saying that people don't exaggerate. I'm not naive. I'm not an
Yeah,
idiot.
no, I believe
that. But I also know people who I know and love. And I've had experiences where I have called the police and they showed up and immediately escalated a situation for no reason. Like, it happens. Because we're all human.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. I get that. And so my challenge would be, I hear that. And and we're trying to get people to report it more. We've had a lot of people report stuff and nothing ever happens, or they end up having patrol cars roll by their apartment or their house all the time. Just, you know, it happens. And you can decide not to believe that, and that's your thing.
I think it's...
But I don't...
it doesn't as
matter.
busy as the field is, you know, in our unit where we're proactive, where we don't normally respond to calls because we're strictly a proactive unit. Now we'll show up to the shootings and stuff like that, but strictly proactive. Now in the field, because we're so short-handed, there's hardly any proactivity done by officers in the field that work patrol functions because of the amount of calls and because we don't have enough officers. So it's the only reason why I kind of have doubts about that is just because when you look at the call screens on a given night, and I would love for you or Miss Crutcher or any of the people in your association to come do a ride-along. Y'all can just sign the form.
We have people in our group who have.
Okay.
Look. We're getting into like a deep, like, you're going to feel how you're going to feel, and I'm going to feel how I feel. And I'm not saying you're wrong.
I got you.
But I'm saying also, like, when I say something that people I trust and love have told me they've experienced, and your reaction is, well, but then, you know, like,
I got you.
It feels like you're not hearing me, or you think that people that I'm saying that the people I trust, the people I know well enough to trust, are lying to me, so I'm getting fooled, or I'm lying to you.
Well, here's the deal. Follow up on it. Go to IA, have the complaints done, ask to review the footage, because I promise you, all the cops in our department do not want to have cops out there going rogue, doing stupid things, violating people's rights.
But I think to get to that point, though, there has to be a little bit of give from your point of view to understand, like, I get it, that woman, her version of the story was different. I get it. And I get it that the way Dr. Crutcher came at you was obviously irritated and upset. But also I get that her brother's dead. And no matter how you feel about how that situation went down, he is dead.
Correct.
And she's taking care of his kids. And her parent, like, you know, that moment changed her life completely.
Right.
And that's true of a lot of people. And a lot of people are scared to report an incident because they don't know what's going to happen to them after their name is on a form that is associated with TPD. Whether that's well-founded or not, the fact is people are scared.
I can tell you in the real life, nobody that I ever know of you know, IA is very secretive about what they do, obviously, because people come in and make whatever complaints, and nobody other than in that division and probably the chief's office even knows that those complaints are even being made. So I think I encourage people, if they feel like either the rights have been violated, or if they feel like there's a harassment deal, or if there's an incident on a car stop, or someone's pulling them over and can't give them any sort of valid reason about why they were pulled over, then I think someone in the organization should go and ask to do an open records request for the video on that car stop.
Yeah, totally.
And either to substantiate what the person's saying, or to at least clear us if we really didn't do something wrong, at least to clear it, and then that issue can be put aside. But
Sure.
if you get these incidents where there's never any conclusion to it, I can completely understand if I get someone saying, the cops pull me over every week and they're harassing me and they won't tell me a reason why. That's a problem that needs to be addressed. And so I encourage you all to encourage people to go to IA or go report it, because like I said, we don't want corrupt cops. I promise you that. Because like you say, one bad apple, and everybody looks bad because of one bad apple, even though it's that one bad apple that that did something wrong.
Yeah,
so,
and I hear you. I hear you, and those are all good points. I'm just saying, also, on top of that, whether you feel like there's a reason for people to be scared to report or not, that's a reality that a lot of people are living in.
It's the same with Hispanics when they were worried they were going to get deported and they wouldn't call in.
And still are, despite lots of education otherwise. It's going to take flex from both sides to resolve things, and that's all.
Well, like I said, with the body cameras, the dash cams, I mean, there's thousands and thousands and thousands of videos, and a lot of this could just be, I think, in my opinion, a lot of it could be resolved by, if you have someone that makes a complaint, just ask for a records request of that stop. And if you get a copy and you see, oh yeah, something looks bad, well, now you got the copy, and now you can maybe move forward with it, or you can make a complaint, or whatever you want to do. So,
yeah, and
like
I appreciate you encouraging citizens to ask for more, to push to obtain that transparency.
Yeah,
because a lot. I've been in meetings with people closely associated with TPD or within higher ranks of TPD, and they don't communicate that they're welcoming of transparency sometimes. So I'm sorry for that. We want to be transparent, because I can tell you it kind of sucks being villainized. Sure. When, I don't know, we're like 850 officers, and, the idea that I hear and the tone that I hear from people, and I don't know who all's in your organization, but I hear an underlying tone there's a lot of cops that are bad, or a lot of cops that are, doing whatever wrong. And man, I know a lot of these guys, and I encourage people to go do ride-alongs who have negative opinions about police, and say, go do a ride-along and go see firsthand what things are really like. And I think some perceptions will change if I agree. If they go out and at least see what our shoes look like and just ride with us for a shift. So just something to think about. Yeah. Here's my card. Thank you.
I'm corporal for the organized gang unit. So anyway,
thanks for taking me.
Not a problem. Y'all have a good one.
You too.
Y'all have a good night. Be safe.
Yeah, you too.
So.
Thanks.